Hi everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Noodle Journey where I'll be reviewing the newest product from Ramen Talk. This is their Japanese Volcano Bolognese Ramen. So yeah, this is Ramen Talk's latest variety as of March 2023 based on an email I received from them on March 10th. However, I found this in my local S-Mart store back in mid-February, so it looks like it hit retail shelves about a month before it became available on their website. As with their other varieties, you can score this for $6 to $7 in your local Asian grocery store if you're lucky, or for $6.80 currently on Ramen Talk's website. Now, I've been mostly impressed with Ramen Talk products so far, but their website and their product descriptions could use a little cleanup. Like, take this product for instance. It's labeled as a Japanese bolognese, of course referring to the Italian pasta sauce made from minced meat and tomatoes. And so of course we have little chunks of meat in here, right? Yeah. I didn't know what kind of meat this was because quite frankly their website is kind of a mess, and in some cases very poorly translated. There's a reference to fried miso, so you might think from that these are chunks of fried soy protein. But Google Lens doesn't really shine any light on it. The back here translates to fried bottom bowl meat, whatever that means. And then the ingredients list, which might be here or might be here, is transparent and is impossible for Google Lens to read. So I reached out to their chat on their website and they replied within half an hour. This is pork. Mystery solved. So this is a hot and sour noodle soup with ground pork in it, which is not mentioned anywhere on the product page at the time of this filming. So this sounds really good to me. I just wish it was a lot clearer from the website what I was about to eat. Anyway, enough of that. Let me open this up. Inside the pack, we've got some wheat noodles, which I believe are the same ones we saw in the tonkotsu and the tom yum soups. But Ramen Talk is highlighting with this variety's product page that these have whole wheat bran in them, so they have little dots inside the noodle that you shouldn't worry about. Now this has always been the case with the other noodles, it just happens that they're making special mention of it with this new product. Anyway. We've also got a soup base, which is supposed to be pork bone broth. I'm guessing probably the same tonkatsu base that we saw before. We've got some of what Ramen Talk says is Japanese-style sweet vinegar for a sweet and sour kick. There's a spicy sauce, which is great that it's separate, so you can change the spice level to your taste. There's some green onions and sesame seeds mixed together, as always. And then the mystery pork, of course. I still don't actually know what that reference to fried miso is on the website for this pack. Maybe in the broth? No idea. Either way, I can't wait to see how this goes. So let's cook. So while the noodles are boiling for 4 to 6 minutes, I should mention that there's 2 different cooking methods for this pack, which is unlike Ramen Talk's other products so far. You can either do like we've been doing, which Ramen Talk calls their delicate cooking instructions, and that's boiling the noodles, draining them, and also adding 300 milliliters of boiling water to the rest of these ingredients in your serving bowl. Or you can do Ramen Talk's casual cooking instructions and boil 550 milliliters of water in a pot and just cook everything together. Now I'm going to go for the first option so you can see all the ingredients as this comes together, like I've been doing. I have to assume that missing 250 milliliters gets absorbed by the noodles and makes up for the difference in volume. Maybe. I don't know. But for now, let me start putting everything into this bowl. So let's start with the soup base. All right, this smells exactly like the tonkatsu broth that we had before. And this was pretty good, although the flavors are a little bit muted. It smells better in the pack than it does once it's cooked up. But I'm hoping that because we're going to be using 30 milliliters less water this time, that maybe the flavors stay a little punchier. Now let's do the spicy sauce. That is a very distinct Sichuan peppercorn smell. So that's definitely in here. This is going to have quite a kick. All right, let's do the vinegar next. Well, yeah, that is kind of sweet and sour. Interesting. Okay, so the pork doesn't need to be heated to go into this. So what I'm going to try to do is make it look like the cover where the pork is in the center on top. So I'm going to basically save this until the noodles are in the bowl and everything is stirred together to try to get it to look like this, just for fun. Speaking of, let me go get the boiling water for this and then get the noodles. Let me go get the noodles. All right, here we are with the noodles, and they didn't really absorb that much water. So I'm really not sure where that 300 milliliters versus 550 milliliters, I'm not sure what the reasoning is for that. It will obviously yield more soup and probably less spice, but I'm happy with this amount, so I'm not going to complain. All right, let me add the pork and the green onions. I've been complaining this whole time about the amount of meat that actually comes in these packs, but this is a significant amount compared to the other ones. I'm very impressed. Let's hope it tastes good. Giving it a smell as I opened it, it does have kind of a bolognese quality to it. There's definitely some tomato and oil, possibly some onions and peppers mixed in there. It's hard to tell. And then lastly, here's the green onions and sesame seeds. I have to say, of all of Ramen Talk's products so far, this is the one that looks closest to the cover. As pretty as this looks, let me get it stirred up so we can give it a taste. Ah, mystery solved. There's beans in this. This has to be the soybeans that they were referring to before. Also some possible chunks of bamboo? Yeah, there's definitely some filler in this pork package, which I'm not surprised about. Still looks like a good amount of meat though. All right, let's give it a try. Well, this is really interesting. Super unique flavor, but let's talk about the noodles first. So since Ramen Talk mentioned it, let me mention it too. One of the things that I like about these noodles is that added texture from the wheat germ inside the noodles. All of their noodles have this nice, chewy, al dente quality when they're cooked on the low end of the recommended time. So as always, 10 out of 10 for the noodles. Spice level. This is punchy. It's tingly. There's definitely a very liberal use of Szechuan peppercorn in this broth. My tongue is numb. My lips will probably soon follow. This is definitely in the realm of a 7 out of 10 for spice level. Not for the faint of heart at all. And now for the flavor. Let me say first that despite the fact that this is called Japanese Bolognese, there is very little that I find to be Japanese about this as far as its flavor profile. This is definitely in the realm of Szechuan or maybe even Mala Chinese food. The Szechuan peppercorn is very strong, and if you've never had it before, it's very floral and pungent, and there's a lot of it in here, along with some other herbs that I'm having a little bit of a hard time distinguishing. Possibly 5 spice. In fact, I'm almost going to assuredly guess it's 5 spice, which sometimes Szechuan peppercorn is one of. On top of that crazy amount of spice, it does have a great sweet and sour finish from the vinegar. It has a wonderful porkiness both from the broth and from the chunks of meat that are in here. The thing that I thought was bamboo earlier actually seems to be, at least as best as I can tell, diced mushroom, which came out great, by the way. The one bean that I grabbed, also great. The minced pork, perfect texture, nice and flavorful. Whatever it was packed in, like I said, it seemed to be some sort of maybe spicy tomato oil. Works really well with this and does give it a little bit of the bolognese quality that the dish promises. And then the green onions are decent enough. The sesame seeds give it a little bit of nuttiness when you get a bite of them. I don't think I can find too much to complain about other than the very extreme use of spice in this. I like spice. Knowing full well how hot this is makes me realize that this might not be an everyday type of treat, especially not at the price point. But I really, really do love this flavor. I love the amount of toppings included in this. And this is a very easy 10 out of 10 overall score and high recommendation, as long as you are comfortable with a very spicy broth. Killer stuff. So Ramen Talk once again delivers something I have never really seen on American shelves. This porky volcano soup gives you a lot of different flavors with a very high spice level, some killer noodles, and with each successive flavor that I've tried from Ramen Talk, I keep saying this might be my favorite. Well, this one's another favorite. I will buy this again for sure when I'm in the mood for something this spicy. So there's only a couple left to review after this. This is definitely a great addition to the product line. Can't wait to see what the last 2 varieties have to offer me. Well done, Ramen Talk. I think unless you really dislike spicy food, this is an easy recommendation. That's it for this review. Once the camera is off, I'm going to wreck this, and it is going to wreck my colon. As always, please leave any questions or discussion in the comments and we can chat. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Noodle Journey.